sweet kiss our liver. Never go along. You take it from Peter today, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Why not pray for long fellow? He can pray for long life. As long as they live, you know, the better we grow. Fine power, you find out. It can make you heavy. It's just like a brook, you know. It way to capsize. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver. Not for go alone. He won't be can eat it. Or a picture can eat it. Kiss our liver. Kiss our liver. Oh, sweet kiss our liver. Not for go alone. You take it from Peter today, or Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. You take it from Mary today, or mother will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, fine, oh, by your fine, may in your fever. But people do to you, you have to cry. Hard enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time. Hard time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this ahead. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone, mama. Human being can eat it, oh, the deer can eat it. Go to our liver. Sweet, sweet is our liver. Not for go alone. Human beings can eat it, or a creature eat it too. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Why not pray for long fellow? He can pray for long life. As long as they living, the better we grow. You take it from me right today, oh, Mary will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Hey. You take it from Peter today, oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, fine, power is found, it can make you heavy. Looking like a crook, you know, equate to capsize. Kesawalia, Kesawalia, mama, no for go alone. When I pray for long fellow, he always pray for long life. As long as they living, the better we grow, my people. Sweet, sweet, Kesawalia, no for go alone. That's enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time, papa. That time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this ahead. I'm about the way, let where my way go. Be your woe, I'm about the way, papa, yeah. go along. You take it from Peter today, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Why not pray for a long fellow? He can pray for a long life. As long as they live, you know, the better we grow. Fine power, if I know, it can make you heavy. It's just like a brook, you know, a way to capsize. Sweet, sweet, kiss our liver. No for go alone. He must be can eat it, or a picture can eat it. Kiss our liver, oh, sweet kiss our liver. No for go alone. You take it from Peter today, or Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. You take it from Mary today, or mother will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, fine, oh, by your fine, may in your favor. Well, people do to you, you have to cry. Hard enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time. Hard time is a lesson, yeah, rather this ahead. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone, mama. Human being can eat it, oh, the deer can eat it. Ah, go to our liver. Sweet is our liver, not for go alone. Human beings can eat it, or a creature eat it too. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Why not pray for a long fellow? He can pray for long life. As long as they living, the better we grow. You take it from Mary today, oh, Mary will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Hey. You take it from Peter today, oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, fine, power is found, it can make you heavy. Looking like a crook, you know, a way to capsize. Ah, Kesawalia, ah, Kesawalia, mama, no for go alone. Why don't pray for long fellow? He always pray for long life. As long as they living, the better we grow, my people. Sweet, sweet, kiss our liver, no for go alone. After enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time, papa. After is a lesson, yeah, brother, this ahead. I'm about the way, never where my way gone. Be your woe. I'm about the way, papa, yeah, 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 yeah. Go alone, yeah. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver. Now go along. You take it from Peter today, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, rich or poor. Boy, no pray for long fellow, he can pray for long life. As long as they live, the better we grow.
And so, folks, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on location where you're joining us from this time. We'd like to welcome you, Vic Sealing, to the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and not bullet. In today's edition of the show, we're going to be hosting Honorable Neke E. Gay of Electoral District 3, Nema County. Neke Gay is going to be with us here tonight, and we will be discussing Asilo Mental deal. He serves as the representative of the affected community. When I say affected community, I mean most of Asilo Mental operation falls within District 3 in Nema County. So, Honorable Neke Gay will be speaking to us here this evening. What have been his engagement with his with the people of District 3? These are questions we'll be asking him tonight. And what is his personal stand on the issue of Asilo Mental MDA being amended? So we're going to be discussing all of that here, Vic Sealing, on the show. But again, if you're just joining us, we'd like to welcome you, Vic Sealing, to the Heat Hour. On the Heat Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and not bullet. My name is Junior Payne, your regular host of the show. And I'd like to say thank you to all of you who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube. We'd like to welcome you in a very special way. And those of you too also listening to us via radio, would like to say good evening to all of you and welcome. Vic Sibling. Let me greet my people in your Butuo, Nema County. How you guys doing? The people of Glazor, PA, Kawia too, and the rest of the towns in Nema. I'd like to say good evening to all of you and welcome this evening to the Heat Hour program here. As always, when we come on the show, we need to recognize our followers. So if you're watching us this evening, tell us where you're watching us from, and let's recognize you on the show here too as well. My father is also watching the show. Mr. Pinkman watching us this evening. Gompu Wei is also watching us from Minneapolis, USA. Gompu, welcome to the show. Today is going to be fascinating. Today is going to be great because with all of the rigmarole going around, one person represents the affected community. So he will be giving us his stance on this entire Asilo Mental MDA team. But let's bring you update from the arson case, the Capitol building arson case that is ongoing. And calling to report, the medical report has been out for two of the defendants who accuse the state of being sodomized and also being harassed. The medical report is currently out, and the report offers mixed signals on torture, rules out the issue of sodomy that the inmates spoke on. I mean, the defendant spoke on. So the report is out. But we will bring you a little bit of the report. We're going to read you a little bit of it here this evening on the show. So if you're just joining us, we'd like to say welcome to all of you this evening. But away from Liberia, our president is currently in New York attending the United Nations General Assembly. And today, President Donald J. Trump of the United States delivered his address at the United Nations General Assembly. He drew a very clear line about America's border and to whom the countries belong. So in his statement, he said the United States will reject the idea that mass numbers of people from foreign lands can be permitted to travel halfway around the world. So we will bring you also more details about that story here, Vic Sealing. Adolphus L. Yomin watching us Vic Sealing from Monrovia, Liberia. Adolphus, good evening, welcome to the show. Please do us a little favor to share the show with somebody too as well. Emmanuel Mantor Siaple Kanu also watching us from Ganta City. Emmanuel, good evening, welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief? And so my man is already in the back. My man Shadrach G. Tugbe is already in the back. So we will go to Shadrach very shortly as we dive into what's on your mind this evening and all of that. So from Liberia to there is an update from the University of Liberia, UL and the Liberia Water and Sewer launch collaboration to renovate the bathrooms on the campus. The University of Liberia and the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation announced today a groundbreaking partnership to renovate all the UL's bathrooms across eight campuses, uh, Hill campus and the Fenner campus. So we will also be bringing you a little detail about that story as the show unfolds here this evening. But again, let's go to Shadrach. No time to waste. We need to go to Shadrach and let's hear the man what's on his mind this evening. Good evening, Shadrach. How you doing, my brother? Welcome to the show, Chief.
Good evening, Junior, and good evening to our followers out there through Facebook, Radio Lamb, and YouTube. So,
You you were absent yesterday. I don't know what happened.
yeah, I told you my schedule Monday is tight. Yesterday, I got most about 10:15, so I couldn't join. I was exhausted with up and down activities. Yeah, so yes, Monday is tough actually tough for me. I think I said it before that Monday, if I come, then of course maybe that day I have cancelled some activities, but Monday no, Monday and Friday is tough for me.
Okay, that's good. But it's good having you on here again tonight. Let's hear you what's on your mind this evening, Chief.
All right, once again, thank you for how do you call it being here always to be the host. It's not an easy task, especially to be here all of the time. It's a sacrifice. But again, around Liberia, couple of things. So, like you were talking about the renovation of the University of Liberia bathroom. These are things for me. I don't think it should be news because we are too old to be discussing bathroom renovation as a project announcing to the public. No, it's just my personal feelings. No, anyway, I'm not saying the government is doing wrong thing, but not everything like people make almost the no politics to let the public know that they are doing this one. There are certain things even in your house as a father. You know, I tell your children say, I can't do this one. If you know you born that child, you have to do it. It's your primary responsibility to feed the child, clothe them, find a place for them to sleep, medication. So you don't have to tell them. This is your normal routine as playing once you born that child for today, running for today. So there are certain things in government. I think that they shouldn't make other publicity. Uh, no, thank them for at least launching the program or whatsoever. A bathroom, okay. Let's take the bathroom or what happened to the entire no campus is the structure itself, the sitting capacity, TMs. If you get a master program, you like when people go for a master, no, they go for class, they're fighting for chairs. And mosquito in the virtual classroom, like master program, brother, that even enter other university, undergraduate degree, you sit in classroom, air condition blow you. So what are we talking here? Let's be realistic. It's not just government, it's not even past government, but for generation up to present, you feel like we should be discussing bathroom renovation at this time as a news. No, I'm a supporter of every government, but a certain thing when you do that, you got to tell me, see, come here, the bathroom. It should be very clean. 10 years, 30 years back, they saw the bathroom renovation. No, man. I'm on news. Then to name out also my brother. Uh, I've been following a couple of issues, press releases, Facebook media only as settlement that issue. You know, we the partisan public sector administration, there are many missteps in our governance system that is not called for. Like the other time I said in my introductory statement only as that issue the traveling of the senators to the county without informing the county authority and the caucus of the county. It was a big drama. Probably have other motive, which I don't know. And I'm not saying that's what they did, and they did not announce. But it was a gross disrespect to the county authority, to the affected community, those who live in that community as the owner of no environment since they were born, suffering from drinking water, suffering from other no factor, be affected by the company residing in that area. So the first thing you as a lawmaker, the power you have being elected by the citizens of Liberia, you can summon any company. We're not begging Medicine any longer. Let us agree that Medicine in 2006 at the time we just came from war. Company were now willing to come, the toll raise. After 10 years, are we still begging it? If they close down, company will come. There are companies in line want to come. They may provide better services, or good services rather, for the people, affected community, and the country at large. But to isolate the affected country in general and move into conventional area with inspection, it's a disrespect to your police in the house also, and the county authority and the citizen of the county. I think we should change our mind, we change our attitude from leader down to citizen so that we'll have a better society. Let them understand that tomorrow they'll be judged after their administration. They will be judged by people in the public, that judgment will be questioned. People should think changing my attitude is a program that I think it should start from top. When you build a good system, it positively affects every society, and not only your generation, but the entire generation of the country. So if you lay the system on the other side, only for your personal behavior today, tomorrow, when it turns against the country, even your own generation suffer more than you think. Because there's no system, everyone has to suffer the consequences of the decision you made yesterday. Why are we thinking at this time? When country, when people are suffering, not suffering, but sacrificing to build something for generations to come. Thank you, John. Thank you, man. Sometimes when we dive into like no politicians' attitude towards our country, how they treat us as a citizen, sometimes you get that kind of tears in your eye to explain it. Those who never know, who will not know your pain, probably will feel that you are attached to politicians also. I am a personal feeling, I'm a father of children, generation that I think that tomorrow I'm not here, that you have benefit to live better life after me. So the service I will provide to the public, I should make sure that it should not be only for today or what I will achieve. We should change our mindset of earning what is for you and your family. Tomorrow, if you don't have the ability or the opportunity to provide that service, your children even suffer more than those you think they will suffer at the time we're making that decision. That's how our leaders will think to make decisions to affect a country positive nationwide. Thank you so much for the time this evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shadrach. Again, those of you just joining us, you're listening to the Heat Hour here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and not bullet. In today's edition of the show, we will be hosting Representative Neka E. Gay. He's a representative of Electoral District 3, Nima County, and he represents the affected community. When I say the affected community, I'm talking about Asila Mental Minds affected community. So he will be our guest here tonight on the show. But the CEO is here. Let's hear him. CEO, good evening and welcome.
So, before I can't let, I didn't call you as playing, so I can't let, I just straight to the show. Yeah, what he.
So you see, the man, he has violated some rules and regulations, so he's trying to cut his own throat. But we'll talk after the show. We'll talk offline.
Right,
thanks for the effort so far. Yeah,
right, thank you.
I listened partly to Shadrach commending you for always being here on time and being so committed to the show, regardless of other panelists running a few minutes late and stuff. Publicly I want to commend you for that. Is an effort that we don't take lightly. So I just want to say thanks for that. But yeah, great being on here today. We're expecting the honorable man with the rest of our panelists to join us here soon. And we are looking forward to a great show. I think it's going to be a really good one, given the fact that Honorable Gay has some strong stance on the ongoing Salameta MDA saga. I think he even wrote about it. So he should be a very good messenger to talk to our people about his stance, the stance of the caucus, what recently transpired with the other lawmakers going to NEMA, what our senator has been talking about, Senator Twine has been speaking of. So I think it's going to be a good show. I don't know if you touched on this, but from the news that we read today on our platform, social media, you talk about it, right?
The Qatar stuff.
Yeah.
No, we didn't hit that yet.
Okay, so
Probably.
I'm jumping ahead, and so I'll skip that then. I'll skip that. Yeah, but overall, I think yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah, you can go ahead and just touch it. Then we can throw a little bit of light on it. But Honorable Court of Quagri today, the court upholds the decision from the National Election Commission. Recently, one of the candidates in the race, Mandi Wogbe, Honorable Mandi Wogbe, took a case to the Supreme Court of Liberia, alleging that there was some electoral fraud in the just ended District 5 election. So, but at first, the case was heard in Sanikole at the election magistrate office in Sanikole, and then the magistrate came up with a decision that the results are legitimate and Koto have won the election. She wasn't satisfied from there, and she took the complaint to the National Election Commission in Monrovia, and the National Election Commission still opposed the decision from NEMA magistrate, and she wasn't still satisfied with the result from the decision from the National Election Commission hearing team. So she took the complaint to the Supreme Court of Liberia, and today the Supreme Court of Liberia gave a verdict, and they uphold the decision from the National Election Commission, thereby making Honorable Koto Quagru as the legitimate winner of the just ended District 5 by-election. So on this platform, we'd like to say congratulations to you, Honorable Koto. Go and lead the people of District 5. Be well, and may, I don't know, I should say the gods of our land be with you, or may the Almighty God guide you through the process. But again, shout out that your man you campaigned for, the man won, and due to some delays, court issue, they didn't certificate him on time. But now everything is on course, man. What you got to say to the man? The honorable man is already in the back. Just speak on this for 30 seconds, then we bring him on.
All right. I'm not the guy who can be deceptive or who how they are feeling. I will know for everybody in that election at that time I didn't campaign for Qatar. Why it's true that I was not against any of them. So I want to say again publicly, congratulations to Qatar. Let him lead by example as per messages to the people. This should be united and do the best of our district. We are behind. We pray that God leads him and give him opportunity to whatsoever means to at least open that district for the benefit of everybody. Thank you so much for the time. I'm happy that everything being resolved.
Thank you very much. DK is already here too. DK, well, good evening and welcome to the show, Chief.
We'll leave that man behind, bring our honorable on. That man, lit come up. Okay,
my car been in the garage. I've been struggling with it today. Today I know the importance of car.
Busy.
You knew about car?
Yeah, but I'm not here. I roll iron bread to come here, so that is different. I think the way they say you can't eat chicken, you've been eating chicken regularly, it having some impact on you. That is for June.
Is it so?
Yeah, you chicken that the turkey you can eat.
I told you that turkey you can eat.
Yeah,
turkey you can eat. There is a difference between turkey and chicken.
So who have today? They said another?
Honorable Gay. I have
Gay.
bring it on.
But look at my friend.
So
But you think about Labrador, we can put it on a road into them to come and I can say gentleman. They call you gentleman.
okay,
Oh, they you not call Charger them honorable, they can say offense. That guy is my friend.
My man, I had a title. My title is not honorable.
You just put it on yourself. Like, you got nothing by you, they play will be half on you or what? Can they say it?
DK, the honorable man is carrying a lot of burden on him tonight, so we will ask him all the hard questions. But again, folks, if you're just joining us, you're listening to the Heat Hour here, and today we are in conversation with Honorable Neke E. Gay, representative of Electoral District 3, Nima County. He represents, I think Neke has the largest districts in Nima. He represents the largest district in Nima, if I'm correct,
No,
because
no.
No.
which
I-
district is bigger than District 3?
The tree is from the gay part to
No, my
two.
question is which district is bigger than District 3?
Oh, is it like that question? I think this will say the bigger one.
You sure?
Yeah, this will say to
Because
be bigger.
District 3, you got Belegay, you got Zor, you got Yame, and Parosei.
Chief, I'm not the tree, not big, but I think the bigger one currently is either 6 or that. I think 6 the
Okay,
bigger
no
one.
problem. No problem. Anyways, let's cut through the chase. Honorable Nega, good evening and welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief?
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation. Sending me to appear tonight on the BKS show. I think this is my first time to appear on the show tonight. I want to thank you so much for the platform created so that our people can hear us and to know what we are doing currently in our respective districts in Lima and also our contribution to the nation building process in Liberia.
It's good having you on the show here tonight. Let's get to know who you are. I mean, some of us may know you, but let's know your name, where you hail from, a little bit of your educational background, your previous work before going to the legislature. Let's start a conversation from there, Chief.
DK know everything about me.
Man say,
Okay, I'm Neka Gay. I hail from Lapi 1. There's a town right after Campley when you're going to Dokwato, but the first town, Lapi 1. I went to school. I started my school, my education in Lapi Public School. Graduated from Khan High School. Went to the University of Liberia. Graduated from UL with a bachelor degree in sociology with minor in public administration and elective in political science. And after that, I went to the Gabriel L. Dennis Forest Service Institute, where I obtained a postgraduate diploma in international relations and diplomacy. And I also did a certificate program in contemporary economic diplomacy. And I also attended the University of International Business Economics, URBE, in the People's Republic of China, where I obtained a master's degree in international law. And then I worked with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I worked with the ministry for 21 years, from the Security Bureau to research assistant, research analyst, desk officer for one of the regional bureaus in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and later, and I became, represented in 2003 during the presidential and legislative elections. My people gave me the mandate to serve in the capacity of representative of district number 3. And I'm a Christian for the United Liberian Church. Then
inline all the way. I know Diggy.
Yeah,
I know
so
Diggy got me hit on that one there.
yeah, so I've been in student politics. When I was at UL, I served as the president for the Berege University Student Association GUSA. I served as vice president for NUSA, and that actually drove us to politics. And today we are where we are. So I think that's the last thing I can say about myself.
Great. Now, before we go to the whole political discussion, let's make the conversation a little bit friendly first. What inspired you to join politics? You know, you were working at Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You were making good money. You were satisfied. What made you to leave the foreign affairs and then join politics?
Well, the issue of developing a passion for leadership, I think is entrenched in everyone. It depends on how you design it to generate it so that you can become to achieve your goal. So when I was coming up in life, my passion have been to serve people, and I've been through service, even for the church level, from where I work. I developed a passion to serve people, and I've been my dream, and that actually led me to becoming a representative today, because I believe that every human being that is on earth need to make an impact, not just impact, but significant impact in society. And we can make our contributions, in different sectors. And I feel that serving my people, it was a passion for me. So, and I drove into it, and we are where we are today.
Great. Now, in District 3, since you took over as representative of the district, what have been your accomplishments so far and what have been your challenges? Can you please share with us?
Well, leadership as a whole in every aspect, besides the political leadership, even the community leadership, you always have challenges, and challenges are always enormous. But it depends on the leadership approach that you used at a particular time to solve some problems. To lead people or to serve people, you are serving people with diverse, cultural background. So the level of understanding is different, and the orientation of the people that you serve different, especially with a multi-dimensional cultural orientation. Where you have different people, especially in the district that I'm serving right now. You have the Berege district, that is the administrative district that comprises of Saw Chido and Berege Chido. Then you have the Ya main administrative district. Yekepa is a converging point of people from diverse type of cultural background, that working in Yekepa. So it is challenging, and moreover, you have some people who are not educated, some people who are educated. You get people who are in different levels of, stratified level of society. So to deal with that, you gotta use different approaches in dealing with them in terms of solving the problem. So we inherited a lot of problems especially our political leader in the district. The political leadership in Liberia, especially elected position that had to do with the legislature, is difficult because you defeat somebody, the person is leaving, and the person is not even telling you or not turning over to you, some of the things that they did when they were in that capacity. So when you defeat somebody, it's difficult for the person to even sit down with you to tell you, say, okay, these are things that were there. I led the district I saw the district in some capacity, and then where we stop, and you can start from here. So even the office that you are taking in the capital building, you go there with nothing. There's no letter you can trace to say, okay, this is a letter that my predecessor, son, or these are the area he left. So it is a difficult and challenging, situation that we find ourselves in. Even in the district, there are people who also they campaign for you, who are praying, that they may will not succeed, and some people too are saying that they may So long we repose our confidence in him and we voted for him, we pray that he succeeds. And some people will say, "Then man, we are here at opposition, he will not succeed." So you have, you'll be confronted with challenges from different angles, but it depends on your leadership ability and your intellectual capacity that you use, coupled with your experience, to tackle some of the problems. So the challenges have been there, and even the district that we are serving right now, you have the challenge of infrastructure development. Some of the roads conditions are deplorable. You have the challenge of agricultural productivity, the challenge of economic, empowerment, the challenge of your youth empowerment, the challenge of educational advancement, a lot of things, especially for the district I'm serving, where ArcelorMittal as a multinational corporation is investing in. So the issue of job opportunity and creations and opportunity that should be created for the young people to actually be able to be placed in the beneficiary position to serve for the economic, platform for them to sail through is also somewhat difficult. So there are challenges, and even in as much as you try to do your best, there will still be challenges. So in as much as life continue to persist, challenges will go along. So as you saw the other problem, these other problem will come. So these are some of the things that we've been having, but we know that in as much as we were given a mandate by the people and they entrusted or they repose their confidence in us that we were going to lead them, we will do everything possible to make sure that the trust that will, repose and the confidence that will repose in us, will make sure that we work to the expectation of our electorates.
You are muted, Gian.
Oh, the host muting himself.
Sorry, guys. I was asking if you can tell us a little bit about your achievements so far since you took over the district. What have been some of the development you've been carrying on recently since you took over?
Well, when I took over, the first thing I did was I engaged in a Thanksgiving, ceremony where I touched every segment, of the district through my Thanksgiving and in appreciation of what the people did for me. So after the appreciation, we did a feasibility studies, on some of the challenges our district, has in different sectors, especially the infrastructure development area. We have some deficit in those areas, and we decided to at least, do an assessment. And then when we did the assessment, there were some existing, projects that were being implemented by some of the former lawmakers, which, we decided to work at them. And then also we identified some, lapses in other areas. We decided to, at least to do some groundbreaking ceremony so that we can be able to start from there. So one of the major projects that we are undertaking, and we started, with it was the City Hall in Campley. Campley began city in the 1980s, but then from that period, 1986, from 1986 to present, Campley does not have a city hall. So we decided it will be fit that under our administration, because I even said it during my campaign that when I become representative, my first project will be to build a modern city hall in Campley City. And then when we did it, we started the project and we did the groundbreaking, everything. We started the projects, and then we saw some intervention from the county administration, and they decided to also help us in that direction. And the project is ongoing speedily right now. And we also, in the same Campley, we are undertaking a town hall project aimed for community, that a community Campley called Gonfo on Gameplay Road. We just elevated the town hall to a roof level, and we will be, as soon as I get to Liberia, we'll be able to purchase the plank and the zinc to roof the town hall immediately. And right now, there's a community in Campley called Kampala. We did our own assessment. Campley City have been paved. So the Kampala community is on Sakole Road. And then children from that place crossing the quota, to go to the other campuses like Kanha campus or other places, we feel that it poses dangers and threat to their existence. So we had decided we did a groundbreaking last year to build an elementary and junior high school. And right now the work is seriously going on. The foundation will be completed, this weekend. And we are working hard, and we are also constructing a maternal waiting room in Yongle. There's a town called Yongle also. Is a town, one of the lawmakers. I think DK Well will know that the late Samuel Wooler, where he from. We are building a maternal waiting room because the place has a health facility, but then most of the time when women give birth, where to carry them so that they can be able to at least, take care of themselves. They have been lacking, so we did the feasibility study. We decided to construct it. So before I left Liberia, I sent a full bundle of zinc. They're roofing the place right now. And the town hall also in the scene, you'll return that Honorable was constructing. When I took over the whole place, some kind of heavy storm de-roof the whole place, and we make some bundle of zinc available. And we trying to put cement in the town hall to make it to look decent, at least so that at least the people in the town can be able to at least sit in there to have the meeting. And besides that, we are also contemplating to construct the market hall in Lapeer number 2, where the materials are on ground, everything. So our construction team, when they complete the foundation of the Kampala Elementary School, they'll be leaving immediately to go to Lapeer number 2 to start the construction of the market hall. And we are also constructing an elementary school in Bampley. Because of the rain, the road from Duople to Bampley was very deplorable, so we decided to put stop to it yet. And currently, we also doing a project in Zogwe. Here, come to a standstill a little bit since we did the foundation. We're looking for resources to continue in Zogwe, the other council, building. And we also have the Kianfo people requested that we construct a modern, latrine for them, 2 modern latrine for them. I think the last time I went there, it was plaster and the camo was being installed, and will be completed soon so that we can dedicate to the public. And besides that, there are some projects that have been undertaken, in the district where the community people were doing it, and then we have been doing some intervention. Because project that is undertaken by you is different from some, areas that you go, the community people are taking their own initiatives and decide to, contribute or to do some interventions. And then we have been doing it like Bapley Town Hall, the Sakolo school, public school. We've been helping with cement so we can give the place a facelift. The Yepley Town Hall, we gave some material to them the last time. We gave some material to the inland, church in Dole, between Dole and what they call Loma. We gave some material last time to the inland church in Duople, the Catholic church in Duople. And we gave some material the last time to the Jubilee church in Campley, the inland church in Pule. The last year, like, we gave some cement, or 30 bags of cement to Zwale Town Hall, and we gave some cement to Ganagle Town Hall for the construction of the market hall. And we've been giving some materials, to different projects that have been undertaken by other institutions like the Catholic Church in Campley. Last year, we gave almost 60 bags of cement to them for the construction of the Catholic Church in Campley that is ongoing. And just quite recently, during the 26th celebration, we decided we did our own assessment. We noticed that there were some institutions within the district that mobility, was hindering their progress in their operations. Like the police detachment in Campley, I bought a brand new motorbike and they presented it to them. Because sometimes when crime is committed, and then to get to the crime scene is difficult because there's no mobility. So I decided to get one brand new motorbike for them. And the Campley Voice of Peace also, in July too, I gave them a brand new motorbike because sometimes to collect news, going, to those villages, it was challenging. And I did similar thing for the Campley Comprehensive Health Center because the Community Outreach Division was encountering difficulty to do its outreach. So when they told me, I decided to, buy the motorbike, and even, the Loguatu port of entry, the John Security apparatus there were able to also get a brand new motorbike. And then during the July 26th celebration, I bought 30 pieces of mattresses to give to the maternity waiting room, because sometimes, in the interior now, the pregnant women, when you get in your 4th or 5th month, you got to go to the health facility to be there until they deliver. So one time I went to a facility where I saw the people that then laying on the cold floor. And then I decided to get some of the material so that we can be able to make them available for them to at least, lay down on something that will be a little bit soft for them. And we've been also helping the comprehensive health center with some, catches of food. Sometimes we buy bag of rice, we send it to them. And then sometimes we've been, making some contributions. So, and even on the student side, every year we have, scholarship to the Lima University. Like last year, we spent over 400,000, and this year we spent over 400,000. And then the scholarship not just to Lima University. Like last year, we extended the scholarship to high school, like Air Woolen School in Jekepa, the Unification School in Jekepa, Laza School in Jekepa, the Khan High School, Baptist School in Campley, and the Inland School in Campley. We extended the scholarship to them. And then the Liberia International Christian College in Incanta, the ARTC, also getting scholarships for students. The financial aid, the same thing with University of Liberia. We gave, like last year, we gave 90,000, and we added it this year to. Then we added 50,000 to this, making 140,000 for them, for the students in the University of Liberia to benefit from the scholarship. And we've been helping. Like I speak recently, I speak currently. I'm sponsoring. Like last year, what we did was that some students from the district who are graduated from high school, where they don't have the opportunity to go for higher education, we scouted about 15% out of them, and we sponsored their entrance at the University of Liberia. And some of them passed. I think about 8% passed, and right now they are currently enrolling at the University of Liberia. And those people will help them with their rent, their tuition, and their fees. And this year again, we did a similar thing again. We sponsored 15%, and all of them passed. And some of them we are fighting for them to enroll this semester, and some of them will be enrolling their semesters. And some of I have right now I have 10 students that are going to technical school. Some of them are doing hairdressing, some of them doing plumbing, electricity, like that. And then quite recently, we fought to ascend 2 students, to China for the masters from the district. So, so we've been really, really fighting hard. Albert Ma was in my office, and we did a recommendation to the vice president office. We went together, and then he was able to get a scholarship. We were able to buy a ticket, to go to China. Another one girl from Campley called Zangusa Harris, who were able to also send off for masters in China. And so there are a lot of things that we've been doing, coupled with some small assistance that we've been giving. And so it is difficult in the limited fiscal space, and the limited time to actually touch everywhere. It will be difficult. Like like Guaguatu Clinic, we were able to send some mattresses the last time. The same thing, in Zogui Clinic. A lot of areas we've been touching, so it will come gradually, but it is difficult right now. The last time, like the bar park in our church, they were encountering some problem. They were doing a project, and they asked me to contribute, and I bought a brand new power saw and gave to them so that they can continue to work with it. And they have told me that they are saw, enough plank to continue that project in Bapa. So with a lot of things are happening, but the political space, it is difficult, and the electric expectations are high, and they want us to do everything possible in less than 2 years time, which is not possible. So, but these are some of the things that we've been doing, and I like yesterday, there are 2 boys who have been on KVP most of the time. And I called the management this morning that one of them, I think it is important that my office sponsor one of them to go to the James Kwekwe, School of Journalism in Monrovia, so that they can go to capacity themselves and come back to contribute to the media services in the district. So we gradually we are doing, we are touching every area. Like the last the Muslim school in Campley, they requested me for some cement, and I was able to give them 30 bag of cement to their school that is there. And moreover, the women, in terms of financial capacity building, the women in the district, what we did was that we were able to talk to certain financial institutions, and we they make available $1 million Liberian dollar for them, and they are using it right now to loan each other, to at least be able to economically empower themselves. So as we go on, some of the things that we've been doing, we will touch them, but these are some of the things that we've been doing so far since we got elected.
Thank you so much. I mean, that was a splendid explanation. I want to thank you too for all of the projects you are undertaking within the district. Now, taking us to our Asila Mental issue. Asila Mental gave 1.5 million annually to Nima County for county social development funds, and it is to my knowledge that portion of this money is given specifically to the affected communities, and you having to represent the affected community along with representing Yan Flomo of Electoral District 2. Since you took over in 2023, what have been the projects you guys have been undertaking with this portion of money that is given by the county administration? The money given from Asila Mental to the county. We are told that portion of it is given to the affected communities for development purposes. What have been the development you guys have been undertaking in the affected community so far?
Okay, thank you very much. It is true and correct that the money was all together before. When we had a project management committee called PMC, which was brought into existence by the Public Financial Management Act of 2009. But then later, when the local government act came into existence, and then the county council was set, and our predecessor also thought that the money to package it and give it to Nima County alone, the federal community will not benefit, as per their expectations. So on the basis of that, they sat and decided that let's take 20% out of this money, let it go to the federal communities in Nimba. So Nimba had 3 federal communities. The most affected community is district number 3. Then the more affected community is also district number 2, portion of district number 2, and portion of district number 3. Because mind you, district number 3, the entire district number 3 is not considered a federal community. The only area that is considered as a federal community is the Yame area where the operation of Asila Mental is being carried on. And portion of district number 2 also, where the train track is, and the Zulu weekend there, Makinto and Saige area there, where the money is also going around I think Mon Gangra, no Montoka there, area there, and going to building area there where the train track goes through is also considered as a federal community. In district number 8, where the train track also is passing, it's also considered as district number 8. Yeah, district number 8 as also a federal community. So these are the federal communities in Nimba. So the 20%, the way it is used, it is used in a way that every year, Asila Mental, I would say the 3 districts, district council, district development council, meet along with the representatives, decide on projects that will be implemented, by the district. The entire district citizens, will select, because in the project management guideline, it is stated clearly that certain number of people, about 20% from the community, will gather along with the representatives and the District Development Council for meeting. So they gather together, they meet, and then they decide on what to do with the portion of the 20, because the 20%, when you put it together for a 3 community, it becomes 100%. So the 100%, Yamen carries, I think 40% of the because when you calculate 20%, 100%, Yamen carry 40%. Then I think the other districts divide the other percentage. So Yamen a percentage 40% or the 100% or that 20%, you play development activity within our money, so that when that is done, you do a resolution. Then the resolution will be channeled through the county approval committee. Then the county approval committee will be, finalize the project, and then ArcelorMittal will also get a copy of it. Then they decide to disperse the money to the county administration, and the county administration will be able to put up a bid for construction company who had the capacity to do some construction. Other things then will be able to do the bid. So we've been doing it last year. We did a project. We did a district city. We approved some projects, and then this year again. The other problem that I've been having is that we had the first district sitting last year, where projects that were approved in 2021, 22, 23, and 23. When the reports came to us during the meeting, I was a little bit, discouraged and downhearted, because having been representative of the most affected community, to see projects that have been approved for more than 4 years and those projects have not been completed, I felt so discouraged. And then we took the issue with ArcelorMittal, and we came to a point where we even wanted to take the 20% from ArcelorMittal to bring it back to the county administration, so for smooth and implementation of some of those projects, because we saw that the bureaucracy was so long for the implementation. Because how can you approve projects from 2021, 22, 23, and then those projects are not implemented? So it even came a time that this year, even to ArcelorMittal, that I was not going for any district city. If all the previous approved projects were not completed, I was not going for district city. And then some of the colleagues said, gentlemen, let's go and just approve this. And the citizen too said, let's go and approve this thing, so that some people are ready to disburse the funding out for the completion of those projects. Let's go and do it. And so we did it this year again. But as we speak right now, I think the bid for the projects in district number 3 are out, and I think contracts will be awarded. They'll be awarding contracts to people who will win those bids in the soonest possible time, so that those projects can be completed. But since I took over, we have not dedicated any project that have been completed so far, under my watch as a district representative of district number 3, to actually see it, so that we can call for dedicatory, program or ceremony where the projects will be dedicated. There are some other projects that are completed, like 2 bridges around the Bona area there, they have completed, but they are contingent upon the completion of other bridges ahead, so that we can be able to complete it. So all the projects that we approved during the district sitting, they are all being bid for right now, and we hope that after the completion of the bidding process, we'll be able to, at least those people will be able to implement those projects for completion.
Thank you so much. I will stop here for now and go to the other panelists to ask their two questions. TK Way, if you are available, let's get to you for you to ask your 2 questions.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Representative Naka Gay.
Yeah, good evening for myself, because it's after 9 o'clock here.
Okay, so why your time? So I want to say this about what your critics have been saying. Most of your critics see you most like a foreign minister of Liberia than a representative. What do you say to them?
What do you mean, foreign minister of Liberia? What do you mean? Please be clear.
So from what we have been hearing, is Naka act more like a foreign minister. Naka ha abandoned the district. Naka do more travel to represent the foreign ministries and do foreign affairs job than to do the representation of district number 3. What do you say to that?
You know, people will continue to uphold their opinion and express their opinion in a manner and form in which they feel they can express it. But when it comes to legitimacy and when it comes to our fiduciary responsibility as lawmaker, and that was given to us by the Constitution and the people, you know, I was elected as a district number 3 representative, but I'm one of the national leaders right now, given responsibility as a chairperson of foreign affairs. So the Liberian government and the Constitution of Liberia states clearly that there are 3 separate branches of government. Like the way the leadership is structured at the House of Representatives and the Senate, you have the speaker that is almost considered in other countries as the president of the parliament or the president of the legislature. And the speaker has his cabinet. You know, in other parliament, you have more than 2, 3, 4, 5 deputy speakers. But in the Liberian legislature, you had a speaker, you had a deputy speaker, you had a chair on executive, you had a chair on foreign affairs, you had a chair on judiciary, you had a chair on waste, means and finance, you had a chair on rules on administration, you had a chair on public account. And these are the leadership, are the leaders that are just close to the speakers, you know, a deputy speaker downward. So the chairperson on the Foreign Affairs Committee is the 4th person in ranking in the House of Representatives. And the person in position is almost like a Minister of Foreign Affairs in the House of Representatives. So in terms of negotiation, in terms of enhancing relations with other parliament, because mind you, there is a global parliamentary bodies, you know, and we have the global parliamentary body had designed, you know, to enhance global, you know, parliamentary diplomacy. So in the wake of that, you know, my job at the legislature, especially the House of Representatives, is to make sure to represent the legislature, you know, especially the House of Representatives in most of the international engagements. So when the speaker is traveling, you know, either almost the president is traveling, it is difficult for the president to lead the Minister of Foreign Affairs. That's how my position looks in the House. So most of the time, you know, when the speaker is traveling, I travel with the speaker, you know, when other committee members travel with the speaker so that we can be able to, you know, engage our foreign partners, you know, on issue of multilateral diplomacy, on issue of engagement, on how we can enhance parliamentary diplomacy, enhance cooperation, partnership, and develop, you know, or advance exchanges, you know, friendly exchanges and peer exchanges, you know, on the parliamentary level. Like for instance, right now, you know, like the last time there was the some of the travels that we make. Like for instance, the last time the travel I made to Japan, the president office have requested that the chair on foreign affairs in the House and the chair on foreign affairs at the Senate go with him to Japan, you know, on the travel. The secondly, the few days again, the Speaker of the House of Representatives were invited by the Chinese government, the Chinese Parliament, to attend, you know, a legislative forum on friendly exchanges. And so somebody traveled like right now in Cote d'Ivoire, so that the 4 countries from the Monroe Union Parliament were discussing the validation of the protocol for the Monroe Union Parliamentary Body establishment, and we'll be meeting tomorrow and the after tomorrow to validate so that we can be able to carry those documents to our respective parliament for passage, you know, and enforcement of the MRU Parliament. So my work order is key. And with all these things that we are doing, we still have engagement. Like I just told you that I'm away, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. When interventions, when issues come, we intervene. I'm away. While I'm away, my district team is playing secretary. We're making contribution there. You know, while I'm away, I'm still constructing, you know, school building in a place. While I'm away, there are other things that we are doing. So, you know, people, you know, will not know the role that we play as national leaders. We have elected a representative for our respective districts, but we'll go to the capital building, the chamber, to discuss issues. We don't just discuss issues that are limited to the district that we represent. We discuss issues that are of national concerns. We go there, we discuss issue about Lofa County, about Monrovia, about Grand Cru, about this and that, about the livelihood of the people that we represent. So when people sit and feel that, oh, I'm about this, a lot of people go, oh, the mayor is traveling, he can't bring nothing to that. These somebody's representation that will do are on national concern that are making contribution to the growth and development of the country. But people will not look at it and feel that when I go and to bring investors, the investor will come because we are making a lot of contacts on behalf of the country. Investor will come. Some of the investors will come, to the government, and some will come, in the district, but it will take time. We are building contacts. And in the first in the history of district number 3 for the first time for a representative to be in a high profile position in the legislature. And I feel that our people should even be happy to where we are now because our connection and our proximity with the power that be. Which we feel that it can be further translated in order to develop our place in terms of economic empowerment development in the place. So our travel is not just about just going to say we're going to Merrimade, this and that, but we are trying to make necessary contact and connection so that we can be able to bring back something to our home, to our district. Somebody thinks that we are doing it, think our salary is doing it. No. It becomes some of the small things that we're getting from a travel, all the things that will come with, at least we'll point to a project to do other things and move ahead. But if we say that depend on the salary, it cannot do anything. So our people should understand that we are doing these things so that we can be able to make contact, so build ourselves up internationally and locally so that we can be able to at least collectively work together and move like bread forward.
And Naka, thank you. Sorry that I'm calling you Naka because you're my friend. So the next time you appear, I'll put honor roll to your name. I know
I
you.
got a bro,
Because before people say, "Oh, why you calling a man Naka?" Thank you. So I know you to be a junior party man before. Now you contested on NDR ticket. What is the current relationship between Senator Koga, a NDR senator, a vice president, NDR United Party vice president? Why is the relationship and what have been the caucus position on the disagreement among the both leaders?
Do you want to know the reason why I contest on MDR, or you want to know why the president, the vice
I mean,
president,
we call you here to interview you. We call you here to interview you. We not call you here for you
therefore
to
your
tell
question to be
run your
directed?
mouth.
Okay, so like I was a member of the Unity Party. I contested on the Unity Party in 2017. I didn't win, but the story is long. Cannot sit here today to narrate all, but where I found myself today, the political party in which I won the election on it was a platform designed by God for me to win. And I feel that I'm comfortable with the MDR because I don't want to haul long road and all like that. When you haul haul bush. So I just want to forget about everything that happened within the Unity Party that brought my exiting to today. I'm a member of MDR. I'm okay. And the MDR brought a blessing to me when I went there. I won the elections. I thank God for that. So that is okay. But the issue of the relationship between Senator Koga and the vice president for me, you know, I did about a month ago, I decided when I decided to take a visit to my district, we're in the car. So I told my boss, I said, I just predicted, I said, based on my studies, my field of studies, I just feel that from now to 2029, there will be some clashes, political clashes, but we will handle it before the elections in 2029. And then when I made that, they said, "Well, how are you talking like a prophet?" I say, "I'm just telling you that I'm just doing my protection that there will be some political misunderstanding in the country because the way we're looking at things. But at the end of the day, for the sake of NIMBA, we'll all come together to collectively ensure that NIMBA, become the common denominator, and NIMBA becomes supreme. So after that, we after about 2-3 weeks, So we start seeing some things that coming up. But one thing I can tell you today, that Nimba is stable. For me, Nimba as a county, we have our own issues. There will be diversity in our opinions as we express it, but at the end of the day, Nimba interest remains supreme. And that Nimba County blood, when it gets in us tomorrow, we'll all be taking decisions unanimously and we'll be together in the united front to engage anyway. So let me just let you know that for me, some of these things that are happening, it happens so that we can reorganize ourselves and rearrange ourselves. But I can show you that we are all in Bayern, we are all leaders of the country, and we will not let the country to go, in the direction that is not actually suitable for the growth and development of our region. And we are going to make sure we are making sure that some of these things are being, work out in a very expeditious manner. We have series of meeting with Koga. We have meeting with the vice president, and then things are okay. And the next thing we have need to handle is that when we go back together, all of us we go to come to the country, the adults and the two persons will come. We sit down. We saw our GB together. We forget about everything, my brother. So the only thing I can tell you is that the last time we even talked to the both supporters of Koga and the vice president, that gentleman, y'all refrain from the Facebook, because at the end of the day, these things can happen in politics. So it should not be a point of division or animosity created among us, so that we can be able to make it more, to escalate the tension to the extent that it become intractable, that it cannot be, actually resolved in a later time. So we want to make it so that at least our two brothers, one thing I know is that, the teeth and tongue can bite, but some of the things can happen in politics. But one thing I can know is that things are stable and they will be okay.
Thank you so much. We'll go to the CEO to ask his two questions, if there is any, and after that we'll go to Shadrach. But let's welcome to the show the lone female, Madam Lorena. Don't care, good evening, and welcome to the show, my friend and brother Siawite. So get to over to you now, CEO.
I'm surprised that DK did not bring the whole inline attack against me.
No, Naka was our youth president to the church, that the branch that moved to Ominga. We were right behind her store. That time Shadrach just came from Nima newly. So we were right behind her store with the inner church. Yeah, so then when we had a friend that they played Naka was president for us before he started doing all kind of things. We were moving that time.
All right, thank you. It's not your time. But my brother Necker, I want to say thank you so much for coming to the show. I talked to you the last time when you were in the States. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, getting you.
Yeah, I talked to you the last time when you were in the States. I know we never had a chance to meet. But again, I want to say thanks for taking up your time, even though you're in Ivory Coast, to be on our show. I have two questions. Usually I'll ask our guests one question, but because you're my inline brother, I will start on the inline front. We have a lot of inliners who are in leadership now. You, Victor, Prince, and all the other big guys there. I remember when the like of Duna and other folks were there, they would do things for the inland church. So as leaders, national leaders who are, making headways there, and our inland church is the church that made us to be who we are today. I tell most people that, we are straightened, we are good, we are learned, and we are taking leadership mentor because of what we learned from the inland church. So do you guys have plans in place to help the inland church, not the little packet of assistance that we give here and there, but to do some type of help holistically to our inland church, the leadership, the national leadership back home?
Well, to answer your questions, like me, like Victor, like Prince, like Depuzo, like Anthony Myers, and all the inland guys as officials of government. We are not actually met officially to say let us decide on this to do it for the national church or to do it for the inland, nationally or maybe regionally. But we had been doing our respective individual contributions to the church. Like I come from the Omega Church. I've done a lot, that which I cannot say that I've done all at the last time when the John B. Wapo Inland, school was being constructed, a new building, the edifice. We make a significant contribution which we cannot call here. And I pay my tithe to the Inland Church in Omega. And then the last time when the conference was held in Johnsonville, we went there, we made some significant contributions to the conference. When I give to God, I don't like to call the name because the blessing that God has given me is more than what I'm doing for Him.
You've been
So, yeah, so we have done a lot and we'll continue to do it. So we will not relent because that is a path, that God has used to bless us to where the platform that God gave us to be to where we are today. So we will never forget about the Inland Church. The only thing we will do is that since we all got elevated, we are not sat down as inland, officials of government to be able to sit down and say, okay, let's derive at this, so that we can be able to help our national leaders and this and that. And we had a plan to do that because I think last year, Omega Church, called the entire, officials of government in the Inland Church, and they honored them, they put clothes on us in the Omega Church. And I think Otello Maso was there, Victor was there, Prince was there, other people were there. No, Prince was not there. A wife represented him. So, but we will still meet, and discuss some issues that are relevant and concern to the church and the growth and development of the church so that we can be able to do some significant contributions in the future.
Thank you. That will be my recommendation. You can relay you can relay that message to the rest of the folks. Now, switching to politics. I'm the politics, but the whole Salameta thing. I saw your post you made. I read through the post you made, basically buttressing Senator Nyan Twain's effort there, which I actually agree with you for the most part. You, in the statement there, you refer to some malicious manipulation that is being done by folks. So I want you to call. Is there a way that you can call the folks who you are accusing of?
I cannot call name. The legislature. I work in the legislature, and then the way things have been going, it makes us to be more aggravated. In the sense that that's a natural endowment that God has blessed us with in our region, and we have to maximize the usability of the mineral resources so that it can benefit us, as a country, as a people. And then when I see something happening on the national scene where you see the group of people just, jump into the place, and then we who are also from the place are not informed, we see as some form of manipulation, that is actually malicious in nature, so that it can rob us of our opportunity and resources that we have in the place. So I believe that customarily there's no way that you will enter somebody's house without informing the person. So that is a customary. People will say, "Oh, it's not written yet." Liberia is a customary, it's a common law state, and the customary law is one of the sources of law. So customary law become more effective and become more legal because some of the laws that we have in our region are not written. Like if you go in the interior and say the place an area to bury, it's not written as a law, but it's a law, it's a customary law that everybody respects. And when you violate, you feel there's a penalty measure taken against you. So why will we, especially our who representing District Number 3, the most affected community where Salameta operates, and the two senators, are in the country. If you are coming for God's sake and for the sake of respectability, you must just inform us so that because we understand the problem of the people more than you. You are coming as from the national level, your interest is different from the way we feel at the environment. Our interest is different. So while you stood with all national leaders, when you come, just respectfully, just inform us that we are coming into your country, we are coming to do so and so thing. Can you people join us so that we can do this thing together, so that we can give our report? That is why you stood at the committee may come, but the presence of the lawmaker from Nimba with you would have added some level of flavor to the visitation, which would have, at least, because when the people come and see that children with you, they will feel more happy and open to you. Because the first thing you come in, you don't understand the manner, you don't understand the going that place there. How do you, when the people that pull outside, how do you go to engage the people? So all those things, there are things that we would have been informed officially so that we'll be able to go together and then engage the people, talk to our people. What are some of the issues that they have been, they have been encountering in the future? Because we, from last year up to present, our engagement with the people have been so robust, and we are aware of the problem that they are encountering. The issue of unemployment, the issue of infrastructure development, the issue of renovating JK Park, the issue of environment. There are plenty that are happening over there, and we feel that some of these things, should be addressed by our partners so that anything can happen. And so, if they are coming, we feel that it was actually counterproductive. We feel that it was not in the best interest of the country for a group of senators to just come from the capital and just join to the country and then go to the facility to do inspection without the presence of the two senators and who even represent the district. I'm not here morning. So that was the reason that prompted, my action to have done the post the way I wrote it.
Yeah, and then I have a follow-up on that. I was going to be a two-fold question there. So do you think there was a hidden agenda why those guys excluded the Nimba caucus from being that meeting?
Well, it could be, but actually the way they did it, anybody could surmise that there was some other manipulation and other thing that happened, but this is why we came out the way we came. But the way it was done, if it was something that was actually intended, to be inclusive, I think they would have done an official communication, to us, as lawmakers from the country that, gentlemen, let's do the thing collectively because it is an issue of national concern. Because anything happened to that place, it will affect the entire Liberia. It will affect the economy.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That's all the question I have. Maybe after the show, then we'll go more into any other questions. But I think I'm good.
Thank you, CEO. Thank you for those questions. Over to you now, Shadrach. Let's hear your two questions, Chief.
Thank you, Junior. Libo na bua.
Come on.
Kati kwa kawa manya budo dima pa gwela ganyo.
And then he just lying. He just pretending. I spoke you to the man today. He was struggling to speak you, so he just acting up here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Junior, and Simba, thank you for accepting our invitation to clarify some things that we've been thinking about as citizens of our county and the various districts. So, my first question will go to the leadership of Nimba, particularly the county caucus, the various lawmakers, both senators and representatives. So there is article saying, or let me say, allegation that the caucus are not working together and you guys are dormant. Which I can somehow confirm from the action of the national leadership in terms of the government as whole, the way they are considering you guys for the past two terms activities, rather the induction ceremony of the Astral Metal plants and also the inspection at the college trip by your colleagues from national legislature without informing you people. And I see a few lawmakers coming out to speak, one like you and Senator Yan Tuanyan, Andres Mansier, then the rest are quiet. How can you tell the public that you guys are actually working together as team of the county to speak for the people of Nema. So indeed, the unity will stand for things to be better in terms of negotiation or advocating for the county. That's my question number one. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. I the Nimba caucus, while it is true that we were elected as Nimbayans, we politically we are of diverse political interests. There are some people who are from different political parties, but when it comes to the country interest, I think the country interest should be more supreme than political party interests. As a politician, sometimes you are elected on the platform, political party platform. You want to demonstrate your loyalty and commitment to the party mandate. So you may like to allow more with the party decision, and then and sometimes they stay the country interest, and some of the things can happen. But however, the caucus, as you rightly said, the caucus need to be more effective. The caucus need to be more robust in its engagement with the national government and even our people in Nimba. We have to, wake up from our slumber and work more assiduously because we took oath to defend the people of Nimba and to defend the constitution. So as a result of this, we need to stand firm in the best interest of our people. Because in the absence of that, one day our Nima people will will rise up against us because we are not going, to the expectation of the people's interests. So I think I tend to agree with you in one point that the caucus, there have been some small problems. So we have decided that we should have a meeting of the month so that we can put our selfish, or maybe our own political interests, far apart and bring NIMBA interests on the board so that we can be able to work together. Because if we consider our individual interest of individual political party interest will be more supreme, it means that NIMBA, interest will be subordinated, and that at the end of the day, we will not be able to achieve what we want to achieve. So, because going imagine since this caucus, came to power, we are not been able to have meeting, with the president, to sit down with the president and some of the critical issues that Nima is faced with, to sit down with the president, discuss an issue with the president. And we are not been able to have a real Nima stakeholder meeting in the county where people will come to express their opinion and will collectively, highlight the opinions, and catalog them so that we can make some decision out of it. So some of the things that are cardinal responsibilities, for the lawmakers, for the country or the caucus of the country to project the image or the interest of the country in a very important manner so that our people can feel that we are working in the best interest of them. So I think we have to consider some of the recommendations and work at it so that we can be able to work together in a harmonious way to factor NIMBA interests as a supreme interest.
Thank you. Thank you, Shimura. Thank you so much. But before I go to my last question, the main first say thank you for your contribution to our church. All the things you say about the churches, now I'm one of the living witnesses. Even in the conference at Josephville, when you came there, you met with the nation, which we can mention as we spread our book of Matthew. So my last question, I will take you on a national level. Now, you serving as chair on foreign affairs, you travel a lot and see other countries and how developed they are. And this development comes as a result of plan, where government comes, government no go. And at the end of the day, the plan remain the same. I want to know, you, from your introductory statement, you said you did your major in sociology, minor in public administration. As a student of public administration, we talk about service for the people. Liberia is a very old country, since 80% out of person. The government as a new body doesn't have a particular plan being legislated to say, okay, we got plan A from 2020 to 2030. If John Brown government ends, when Peter Paul government comes, you start from the same where start from where John stop. But then when party A government comes, they get popular agenda, when European kind of get arrest agenda, early time poverty reduction strategy, and people get different vision. And at the end of the day, when you take over, how they call it, do away with the other plan that have been passed for 6 years to start on your own, which will take a very long period of time because it's a project. Before it take to effect, maybe your government already ended, and you not complete even 60%. What can we do? What can we do? You as a lawmaker in the house to have a plan legislated instead of being based on political interest. One is legislated become a law that 30 years no plan is what we work with. What the Peter you will start with your own party when John comes and up start from there to complete the project so that we can get a better facility to do the rest of the work. What are the plans that can we do to get our plan into legislation instead of based on political interest? Thank you.
Okay. I think your question is actually important. It's very salient because you raised a very critical point. I think the model that other, democracies and other governments in the region, even outside the sub-region are using, I think, like for instance, I was in Guinea when the speaker visited the Guinea Parliament some part of this year, June. The people have 40-year plan, and the 40-year plan they legislate it and they tie into their national plan agenda. And then even if the current regime, vanish or goes away, the next regime that are coming goes to the plan that has been legislated to follow it and start to the sustainable development goal and the AU 2063 agenda. So critical issues and also some of the issues that affect the country growth, the economy, infrastructure, the energy, tourism, different sectors that need to actually boost the economy of the country. They tie into the plan. The same thing that is also done by the National People's Congress of China. They go, the national people, the NPC members, meet, and then they do a plan, like the almost 55-year plan. I think for the 5-year plan, the people did. I think it will be any other this or next year, and they need to also meet next year to do another more than 40 some more year plan again. So that idea is very important because when you do that and you legislate almost like a budget, where you pass a budget become a law. So when you do that, it becomes a law that any government, any regime that comes to power will be able to follow that plan and then execute it to the latter so that and it will also come with legislative check, it will also come with check and balances and then oversight. Because when that plan is done by the legislature and then it's sent to the executive for execution, the duty and responsibility of the legislature now is to do oversight and to know, to appropriate, financial, to make some financial appropriation to the executive branch of government for the smooth execution of the plan. So when you make appropriation in line with our constitutional duty and responsibility, and the executive does not execute that plan, then you can hold them and then accountable for not implementing it. So I think if we do that, if we follow and we borrow that model and bring it to the governance system and then practice it, I think that it will also make some significant impact. And the last one, even the speaker even discussing that this is a very important thing, a very important plan where you can be able to turn, the development into a law and make it a law that everybody, irrespective of which political party you come from, it is a national interest and national priority. We can sit down and discuss it and then, make and find a way so that we can be able to move the country development agenda forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shadrach. Now let's go to you, man, Lorena. Let's hear your 2 questions. After you, we go to CRT.
Good evening, Honorable Chair.
Yeah, good evening, Lorena. How you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay.
Thank you, Junior. Thank you to my co-panelists. Thanks to our viewers on Facebook and to our listeners in Radio Land. We say thank you. Thanks for following us always. So my first question, you mentioned you were doing a certain project in your district, and I think you got stranded, and then you asked the superintendent or the county administration for help, and they came in. And there have been this argument that uh, the county administration is not supposed to use money from our county social development fund for what they call national project. So the project you were doing that the superintendent or the county administration came in as per your request. What was that project? And then I want to know your view on whether it is good to use the county social development fund maybe to build maybe to improve a police station, maybe to improve or maybe superintendent compound, commissioner compound. I want you to give me what your views are like on this issue. Then we can go to my next question.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the projects that when I started the project, the city hall projects in Campley, I spent some good money, and then the project was huge. So there was one time I whispered in the superintendent ear, I said, Manasub, the project that I initiated in Campley is huge. I want your assistance. She said, okay. What we'll do is that we want a letter from your office so that we can be able to requesting that we include that in the county budget. So, when I discovered that, she said, okay, we're gonna, since it's we'll categorize that as an intervention. Yeah, it's not 100%, but the county administration will intervene, in our project, and they did well. So the perspective, that have been expressed by other people, I believe that some people have expressed, similar issue that you are asking me on, that why the social development fund that would have been used in the different direction to uplift the Nima people out of poverty, or to do some tangible thing or sustainable thing that will benefit us economically tomorrow, is being used, in different directions. But I can tell you that City Hall is a fundraising, building, because if the City Hall is constructed tomorrow, we can also use that's a government property. We can use that to raise money, because there will be other, that look at the town hall that is in Pinsgate City. Every wedding that is held there, they pay money for it. And every program that is held, they pay money for it. So I believe that constructing some of these, facilities are not just economic waste, but they are intended to also, drive the economic agenda of the country tomorrow, so that we can be able to have something to cover, especially the city council. So there will be, diverse opinions on matters, but it depends on the approach that you used, at a particular time to address the situation. So people will be of the opinion that the money is being used, on government facilities that are not benefiting us anything. But where the government facilities are located, they are in Nima. And are they giving facelift to Nima, in terms of the location of those places? Yes. With those projects, when they are completed with the project benefit Liverpool in other areas, yes, it will benefit, because there are some areas that sometimes when government officials come in a certain area, you will not take them to your house, you will take them to the place, and they will be able to at least and moreover, some of the places that I built at City Hall, you'll be able to rent it and get some money out of it tomorrow. So unlike before, where some of the money were used in the thin air, we could not see the money, the tangible that the money were used, so we could not see it. And if all decisions are taken to use the money on things that are visible and tangible, that will make our country will be developed, for me, I am in support of the idea, so that we can be able to work together as a country to move our country forward.
All right, thank you. So my next, I should be asking another question, but I would just want to make a recommendation to you instead of a question. So you are on this, you are the chair on foreign affairs in the house, which means you have a lot of travels to do, which I understand. So over the last 12 years, I have followed, I think it's Chantal that does this podcast of lawmakers. So and sometimes you will see a lawmaker will score 3, somebody will score 8, somebody will score 0. And I have taken my time to always read point by point how the person got that score. So most of the time, people who travel, like in the case of Eddie Snow and a few other persons, they travel a lot. But when they are traveling, they do not, do a formal communication to, whoever the leader is in the house. And then when they come back from that trip, they do not give report. Like, okay, you went for it, like how you in Africa. When you come back, do even if it is 2 pages, just do a summary or overview of your trip and present it. And as that, when those children are going around collecting a scorecard, those are things that they check for. Okay, yeah, he wasn't in section, but he did a full communication. He was going on a national trip XYZ, and when he came back, he also gave a report. So I would suggest, you from the foreign service background, I would suggest that you should take advantage of such precedents or procedures so that your absence will not be like you are abandoning your job, but it will be like, yes, he's going because he on a national level. He's not just a lawmaker, but he also has the national responsibility. But when he's going, he does the needful. That would be my recommendation to you. Other than that, thank you. And thank you so much. And we are pray that District 3 will make District 7 so that we can beat to people and send your the public. That's
Not
it.
work. It will not work. It will not work. Just to get. It will not work. It will be your. So
Oh yeah.
you want Alfresco to Niwapo will be your.
You know my lawmaker is the richest lawmaker in the whole of Liberia.
Yeah, I know, right? I agree.
So nothing we can do. Anything we can even buy your coach, your district coach.
Yeah, bro. You play money can still beat them football. You see what I'm reaching. So yeah, I take your recommendation into serious consideration. I think that's a very salient point you raised there. That most people, lawmakers who travel must be able to make a report, upon their return. That is very important because, we can't be holding executive accountable for making report to us, and we can't, at least inform each other on what we are going through. I think that's a very salient point. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sarate, over to you now. Let's hear your 2 questions, Chief.
Wow, your man, you're disappearing one by one of them.
That DK babysitting. He got a babysit so he can count camera and go off.
Thank you, Junior. And good evening, big brother.
Yeah, good morning, Sarate. How you doing?
Yeah, I mean it's a pleasure to be on this platform. I'm welcoming you for your appearance tonight, and thank you for the many work you are doing in your district and your contribution to the Inland Church. And congratulations, and for your excellency to the Foreign Affairs Committee of the House of Representatives. So, I mean, I was happy when you were, I think, elected or appointed on that position because
appointed.
Yeah, it is one of us. So, my 2 questions will actually go straight to your position and your role as chair on foreign affairs. My first concern has to do with the formation of the MRU Parliament. There have been one for me, and coming from the financial background, also as a citizen of Liberia and in the sub-region. We have a series of regional body like ECOWAS, AU, and the rest. But there's an emergence of MRU. And many persons feel that ECOWAS that we even had up to now, we still got financial responsibility with ECOWAS. And then most of those things, many times people go and make policy at the end of the day to even implement it become a problem in terms of the trade levy, in terms of internal or regional trade among citizens, even people applying for visas and the issue of currency, even in our sub-region and Africa as a whole, we got 38 currency in Africa alone. My question to you is, the formulation of the MRU, how does it and benefit the people of Liberia or the sub-region, meaning the people of Liberia financially, because as we see, it has to do with financial implication.
Okay,
Financial.
thank you very much. The first thing, let me just inform you that the Monroe Union was established in 1973 under the auspices of President William R. Tolbert and President Shaka Stevens. They taught on regional, sub-regional, integration and trade enhancement and cooperation between the two states. And then Guinea joined in 1980. They became three. And then after the devastating civil crisis, because some of the reasons why we fought war in the country was that our peace and security within the sub-region were not very strong. Security connectivity was not very strong, and peoples to people relation were not very strong. So some of these things, and even the government to government relations, were not very strong, and integration issue, cooperation issue, developing a strong partnership with other countries were not strong. So we experienced, a devastating civil crisis. When it entered Liberia, it had a spillover effect to Sierra Leone. Guinea tasted the war, and Cote d'Ivoire lastly tasted the war. So some of us have been looking at regional stability in terms of peace and security, that will also enhance trade, activities within the sub-region. So if for all we don't establish some of these things, because the Monroe Union as an organization is existing as a Monroe Union, MRU, that is existing since 1973 of the president. But we want to have a parliamentary body, because the parliament, the legislature works with people. So the peoples to people movement relationship will make the region to be more stronger. And when you look at the whole sub-region, if you do a cultural analysis on the 4 regions, you see that if you come to Liberia, like the district I represent, extend to district number 4 and district number 5, along some part of district number 6, you see that in the entire group of all the Gio, the Dan, all the Gio people, when you cross, you go to Cote d'Ivoire, you see the same Dan people, the Yakuba. So the whole region, we are almost the same people. The same thing when you go to even district number 2 that represent the Manasa, that had to do with Yekepa, that had to do with Kino, with Bondi, Blolewi. When you cross, you go on the other side, you enter on the Manasa. And all along going all the way to St. John Better, you see the Manasa, Liberia, the Manasa, like Guinea. You go to the Bon County and Lofasa, you see the Pede side when you get to, so it's along the border until you get to Sierra Leone, the Mende people, the Va people, and other people. So we have a lot of similarities in our culture, and they kind of share culture that we have. We need to utilize it so that we can work together in a serious manner, so that we can be or promote, and stabilize the country. Because if we don't have a Monroe Union Parliament to be discussing some critical issue, the cross-border trade, peoples to peoples, interaction, and how we can regulate some of these things, in the sub-region, we may refer into our ugly past. There's why some of us have developed the passion and vision, so that we can work along with the 4 speakers within the sub-region, so that we can be able to establish the MRU. Because we've been succeeding, because when we brought the dream this year, the early this year, we went to the Speaker Kun, took a visit to, the first visit was Cote d'Ivoire. And when we came with the AD in Cote d'Ivoire, the Cote d'Ivoire Parliament, Speaker, the President of the Assembly, President Bitogo, was also thinking about, the MRU Parliamentary Party establishment information. And then when we went to Sierra Leone, the same thing. Speaker Solomon Thomas was also thinking about it. We went to Guinea too. The Guinea President, the Guinea Speaker, the Parliament Speaker actually embraced it. So it was when we decided to have the speakers conferencing in Monrovia in July, where all the speakers came together, and we had a declaration signed, and the 4 presidents, the head of states, the 4 head of states of the MRU member states have signed up, actually endorsed this. And so we have come, to validate. But the issue of due payment, every member states will be, of course, we have to keep the parliamentary body alive, and we're going to keep it more stronger. And decisions taken from the place will also be of benefit, other us here. And some of the countries have expressed interest of working with all, like Morocco. The Kingdom of Morocco, as associate member to the MRU, had decided to even work along with us, and other development partners who see that the establishment of the MRU parliamentary body will also enhance peace and security, that the UNDP, the EU, and other developing partners have decided that they will work along with the parliament to be able to raise some funding. So the issue of funding, I don't think it should be a major concern, but the benefit that will come out of the formation of the MRU will be more than even the funding. And the funding, some will not come from the Liberian government. We're going to seek, we're going to write project like yesterday. Before I even came to Accra, I was with project exporting in the Ghana Parliament that we had discussed with him, so that he can develop project of World Bank, and the Chinese government to at least do a new bidding for us in the capital bidding, because we are thinking about adding additional seats based on the census report, so that all these things can be done. So most of the development, most of the sources of income will come from development partners, and we as members, we are respective, legislative or parliamentary body will be able to pay our due, to the party. So it will not be too much of a financial burden to Liberian government.
Thank you, Chief. Those are concerns we had as citizens, and we need to bring up to you, because many times some of these policies are made in a region. My next question also, you play a very crucial role in this gone election of Liberia to the UN Security Council. We saw you, Senator DeLong, and the folks, pleading on behalf of Liberia. I will want you to at least elaborate on the benefit what Liberia stand to benefit as a country. What Liberia stand to benefit as a country. And the next one is that I listened to you when Sajwa asked you regarding the leadership of the caucus, and you lay out how you are not had a meeting, and with the president and other, consultation in terms of the leadership. Few weeks ago on Okoga, and there were rumors that on Okoga demanded that the leadership of the caucus, even on ability, that the caucus is weak. And from this background, on Okoga, many persons are saying that on Okoga are still long in the caucus, 13 years, but the formation of the caucus, you have representatives and all these people, in leadership. What's your position on the current, composition of the Nima Legislative Caucus? Don't you think on Okoga or all of the senators could be the caucus chair with all of what you have discussed? Okay.
Okay, so let me start from the latter part of your question to go to the first one. Okay, the issue of the caucus is actually important, because to have a stable caucus is to have a stable NIMA. If you have a caucus that is divided and fragmented, you will never have a stable NIMA, because there will be diversions of opinion and diversity of political interests, which will not create a smooth platform politically for all of us to be able to enjoy. So in the wake of that, for me, my position in the caucus, I don't get any position in the caucus because I'm actually busy. I don't want to hold a position that I will not be effective. Anywhere I work, I let it be very effective, to be very, very much efficient. So based on my activity in the house, I don't have any position in the caucus. I think the caucus is chaired by Honorable Semiana, co-chair by Dowan Glikia, Honorable Dowan Glikia, and Secretary General is Honorable Nya Flomo. So there have been some issues there have been some contentious issues, on the leadership, and which we feel that we will meet to address some of the critical issues. Some people have called us not the senator for NIMA, but some people from other countries are called and say, oh, they said that why you people do not have senator as the caucus chair, this and that. Traditionally and by precedent, senator should be the head of caucus. And some people say, oh, now a law written, this and that. So until now, right now, Senate Representative Semiana is a caucus chair. So we had to, sit down some of these things when the interests have been developed and ambition have been created. We have to sit down so that we can act, because if somebody is in a particular position and to, come and then say, okay, let the major vacate. These are some of the things that were happening, during our late father, Senator Johnson, other people that will know there was noise every time in the place. Well, one newly, we felt that, gentlemen, let us work together in the unanimous, front, to promote NIMA image and interest. And later, because of different political interest, we start disintegrating small, and then to where we are today. But however, these are issues that we feel that we can resolve amicably, without any problem. And we know that by the grace of God, when we resume in October, we're going to sit down to meet and discuss some of these things. Leadership, nobody can hold the leader power until they die, but we can make some adjustment, in the best interest of the NIMA people, and then based on some of the demand from other people, so that we can sit down and discuss whatever we can see it fitting and relevant to the existing of our people. We can do that so that we can have a smooth and a very stable legislative caucus that we can move the interest of the NIMA forward. Well, the question with respect to the Liberia, what Liberia stand to benefit from the Security Council election? In the Committee of Nations, the global political dynamism, and advancing partnership, is very important. And it also comes with influence and dominance. So to elevate yourself to a highest echelon of political or global, space of power, especially at United Nations, Security Council, that is the highest decision-making body of the United Nations. We feel that, like we were present there, is very important, because the representation of the Security Council is done by region. So the African region had two representatives, DR Congo and Liberia. So it means that most of the key and critical decisions from the other member states of the United Nations from African continent that will want to speak, they will be speaking to Liberia, and Liberia will be projecting the interests of the people. So it makes Liberia more critical, a Liberia role in the global political scene more critical, opportunities of investment, opportunities of political influence and global, advancement in peace and security, and how Liberia will be able, to articulate and discuss on issues about countries that are in crisis, in the Middle East, in Africa, and other parts of the world. Other countries will join it so that Liberia can gain more relevance in the global scene. And moreover, many countries will depend on Liberia vote. Like, for instance, if maybe China or Russia or the Big Five, the permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, one of them proposing a resolution that will need Liberia vote, vote in international relations and as well international, political dynamism, a council result. And some of the votes will not just be done, without anything yet changed. You gotta get something in terms of development that will be coming to your country based on the partnership and cooperation agreement that in between both countries. So Liberia will stand to benefit. Moving forward, the president of Liberia will preside, in the Security Council, a presiding officer, someone that he will preside, and moreover, many countries will be depending on Liberia to engage Liberia for a lot of support on the international scene. So it comes with other responsibility, financial responsibility, but the benefit will accrue is global dominance and global influence that will attract more foreign direct investment, that will attract a lot of political dividend to our country, that will attract more development assistance to our country based on our support to the international community. So it is something that is a win-win you will invest, but it will come with return, in that 2 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, okay. I just want to tell you before you do your parting comment, the question I asked regarding the caucus leadership, there have been some issue of recent regarding invitation to the caucus. There have been many programs. I think Gion touched that today, and those were from that background. People have been saying the Nima legislative caucus of recent is weak because they are not made any position of such since those things were the program with the escrow, the MITA program with the 1.4 billion ceremony, the caucus were not represented officially and a lot of programs. So that's why I asked that question regarding the leadership of the caucus. The Nima people feel the caucus are not being robust or recent. So
Yeah, why you say amazing? Because the dedicatory ceremony at the plank, all of us, most of all were in the US at the time, the UNICO convention are taking place, and some of all had on engagement. Like when I went for the United Nations Security Council elections, Koga was out, I was out, Honorable was out, Mercy was out, Glikia was out. So there was no formal invitation given us, to attend the program. So we left the president and the vice president. Other people were in the place to have the program. Even the last time I witnessed, the dedicatory ceremony of the new barracks that were renovated by the armed forces of Liberia. When that was done, they called us for the dedicatory ceremony. We went there. Nyaflomo, who is the district representative of district number 2, in Saninkole, where he is a representative of that place, he was not even called to speak. And we were 2 lawmakers there. I was there, and I thought that Nya was going to speak in a capacity as a representative of district number 2, and I was going to speak on behalf of the caucus, but they didn't recognize the president was there. And other people made statement. I even want to have a press conference that day, that the manner in form in which we have been treated as caucus in the country is not actually appropriate, and we need to take a stand. But other people have rather let's forget about AM, do a formal communication to the executive to inform them. And secondly, the airstrip issue, even the Francis Mawea, school, dedication, we were not there. So there are a lot of things that have been happening, but it also, we had to take the blame because we're not exerting more efforts and to make ourselves more forceful, so that people can look at all that. Yeah, the people in the meet, they are our lawmakers from the country, and they are more forceful. So if we take a stand, like I'm just telling you that, can you imagine since caucus or the country, since we got elected last year, we're not been able to meet as a caucus to meet the head of state. Nima as critical as Nima is to the growth and development of our country economy, we are not being able to meet with the president discuss on other critical issues. Even the interministerial, committee that is on the interministerial council or committee that is on the concession and other things, we are not being able to sit down with them to even discuss on critical issues of concern on Nima. So we feel that it is our weakness, and we have to put our horses in order and move ahead, because if these things are not fast tracked and the agreement, reaches out tomorrow, it will be on a call, because the vote in the legislature is about number. If we don't exert any effort now to speak and to sit down with Nima people, the stakeholders, to identify and highlight some critical issue that we can project and make the people to exert in the agreement, when it goes through the country legislature that number 14, with the Nima people will get frustrated, we will get outside, the people will still get number to even pass the stop.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you so much. So, folks, those of you listening to us on Facebook and YouTube and via Radio Line 2 as well, we are in communication with Representative Neke Gay of Electoral District. Sorry, 1 minute. We are in conversation with Honorable Neke Gay, representative of Electoral District 3, Nima County. So tonight, if you want to make your contribution to the show, we'll be taking 5 calls at most. You can call us on +250 795428 947. Again, +250 879-542-8947. The number you see on the screen, you can call us on it to make your contribution tonight on the show. But while we are with our callers, Representative Nege, you represent the affected, most of the affected districts. Most of the towns falls within your districts. And ArcelorMittal Liberia is seeking extension of her MDA and also amendment within the MDA. I know you've been reading that document quite lately. Tell us what could be some new things that you will want to be added to that MDA before it is been signed or rectified by the legislature. You are muted. Okay, it's okay. No. It's okay. It's okay now.
Okay, the first thing here is that before we even talk about renewing the new agreement, we're gonna also talk about the existing agreement that are not even being implemented into to the fullest. There are some critical issues that are still pending. There are some things that are in the agreement that are not being implemented. How can we meet our lawmakers to enforce some of these things so that the AML can be able to implement these things before the new agreement is being signed? Like some of the critical issues that we have been looking at, the road from Second Part to Yekepa will need it, to be paved. Like the Social Development Fund because I attended the 20th anniversary of AML in Yekepa. The CEO admitted that the metric ton they're going to be money from next year on will be around 20 metric ton, per annum. So if you'll be money 20 metric ton per annum, it means that what you are giving us, when you are money for 5 million metric ton, you'll be, getting a 20 million metric ton. It means that 4 times it, so it should be that 1.5 times 4, or we should go above that a little. So we are talking about if you are giving a 1.5 million, then we should increase it to 6 million or 7 million per year. And we should improve the scholarship opportunities for our people and critical positions that are in the organization. Some qualified Nibayan should be able to be visible in the place, and the environmental issues should be addressed. Some of the infrastructure issues and road connectivity and this and that should be addressed. And even the federal community, the renovation of the houses that Lanco is left in that place, some of these places should be renovated so that because for me, I don't want to politicize it. Why will you have people working in the company and then most of them live in San Nicolas and Kanta? They come and live in hotel, and you have facility in Yekepa, you can renovate for the people to live there and work there. And the people, they get on car, they come to San Nicolas and make somebody reach overnight, and then other people are, so some of these things need to be addressed. You see? So that's been some of the critical issues that some of have been looking at, and some of these things need to be addressed in the existing, contract before we talk about new thing. And the new thing to do it, we have to also sit down together and discuss it, in the form and manner that will be able to, critically address it.
Thank you. Now, before you take over as representative, one of the major issue that came before you at that time was some sons and daughters of the affected community from Zor. They were advocating that ArcelorMittal cannot take on the mountains that are in Zor, that includes Mount Gileton and Mont Blé. And this was some kind of protest that led to some people suing each other and all of that. Now we are hearing that within this MDA, according to them at that time, they said they needed competition within the mining sector. That means another company should come and take over that place. At first, it was Solway Mining Incorporated, but after exploration, Solway left. Now we're hearing that ArcelorMittal is including that mountain within their MDA that they are bringing to the executive for amendment. What say you on the issue if you see that within the MDA? Will you accept to ratify it as a legislator, or you're going to send it back?
The first thing, when we took over in 2023, when we won in 2023, we took over 2024. as the regular said, there were young people from say, and so who came and said, oh, they wanted competition and money. Mombile and Monteton should not be given to Astra Meta. And some of them we even told them, some of them they even accused us that Astra Meta bought car for us. They told us that we took money from Astra Meta. How can someone who just won election in 2 months time will address critical issues that have been existing for more than 20 years? It's not possible. So at that time, even the mass and energy minister was not even appointed. So we told them that what you people are saying we hear, when the mass and energy minister is appointed, some of the issues that when they saw we issue and this and that, these are complicated issues that someone who don't know anything about, we just came into the place. But they could not understand at the time. They felt that we have been compromised. They use a lot of jargon, all this and that. But I'll be as a leader, you need to have a thick skin on somebody, accusation, other things. So we didn't take it into any consideration at the time. So what you are saying about including Mobility and Monteton, this and that, for me, I'm not knowledgeable to that. I know that it cannot be Astra Meta is in wisdom. I don't think that can be in Liberian government as a whole that is even doing the drafting of the agreement along with Astra Meta lawyers. I don't think they can include Mobility and Monteton in the MDA because there is a potential issues that potential area that need to be critically addressed because Solway, as we speak, Solway, I think information that we got from a National Investment Commission some time back, and the Justice Minister is the Justice Ministry is Solway had carried Liberia to the court of arbitration in London, and the critical issue are not being addressed. So you cannot the area that is being arbitrated cannot be honor the ambience of the AML to put that in the agreement, so for government to put that in the agreement. So I don't think it's possible something that can happen. But how be it, we'll still do our research on it to see what we can do to satisfy the inquiry of our people.
Thank you, Representative Gabe. Thank you for being here tonight. It has been a wonderful conversation with you. We'd like to say at this point, you can give us a parting comment, but we appreciate you for being here tonight. And I want to say that also, as always, when we send you communication, you should appear here to talk to your people. This is your platform, and we are here for you people. So you got to respond to us when we call you. But again, thank you for being here tonight. In 2 minutes, let's hear your parting comment, Chief.
Yeah, I let me use this medium and the platform to express my DPS gratitude to you people for extending me an invitation to appear on your show tonight. Thank you so much. We all have to elevate this platform to a highest level because your platform can be greater on the basis of the caliber of people that appear on your platform. So we want you people to be able to extend invitation to other people who have huge followers and who have the intellectual caliber and capability to be intellectual at a debate, and so that your BKS can be elevated to a highest level. When my arms are open. Anytime you want to extend an invitation to me on any critical national issues, we are prepared, and sophisticatedly prepared to engage it. And thank you so much. We hope that what you have started will continue so that the platform can grow to become a bigger platform, so that we can be able to discuss some critical national issues and regional issues that are affecting our country on it. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't go. We don't have money to buy a phone for our relay in Tabata. Pick us some money.
Now we'll get discussed off camera. We'll get discussed off camera.
People are talking right.
Thank you.
We'll discuss it off camera. They can call me later so we can discuss that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know the honorable that in a many one thing to do discuss giving on people public. The Bible say what you left and do your well when I see it. You not know?
I'm surprised to see Shadrach Adley and speak you. I called him today. He was in some corner. We were forced to speak you. So
Shadrach can speak your way.
I can speak you.
Shadrach, you can speak you.
I can speak your Kuma begin.
Zaka Daddy.
Zaka Debe, Zozanza Kuma, Zanga Manka.
Shout out
Begin
back to work. Very
No.
Wow,
Zanga Debe, Zozanza Kuma, Zozanga Manka.
yeah,
Meaning the soup yesterday were too good. You can't compare to this soup. You can that you.
But anyways, it was a good show tonight. The honorable did his thing. So as always, we stay back to discuss some other issue and also have our analysis and parting comment. But before we go to this analysis thing, the president spoke yesterday during the UN General Assembly. And he spoke for, I think, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And his mic was cut off. And he was giving some very important report. At that point, his mic, they cut off his mic and they told him thank you. Why do you think this was done? And his speech didn't finish. You can speak to this or you can refrain from speaking to it. You can give your analysis of the show in your parting comment. But if you want to speak to it, you can speak to it along with your analysis and your parting comment, and that will be okay. So let's start with you, Shadrach. Let's give you 3 minutes, Chief. If you want to give your analysis and your parting comment, it's okay. If you want to speak to the president speech yesterday, why he was cut off, and all of that, that will be okay to us.
You said he spoke for 2 minutes. I think from what I gather, he spoke for more than 2 minutes before he got caught up.
Yes.
2 minutes, 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah. So, Jim, for me, we from technical background, I see to be a technical issue. It's just a matter that maybe the technical guys who supposed to be around to do the fast correction, they were a bit far. I don't think it was a plan or maybe a setup. I don't think so. So I don't want to go deep into it. I just see as a technical effort, but those technicians who put that thing together, they were a bit far to correct the mistake very faster. So in my analysis for tonight, let me say thanks to the Honorable. He was realized to answer most of our hard questions tonight, and he was bold to agree with some of us that what we say is true. And they had conflict. Conflict. They are weak. They're not together. They're not working as team. So that confirmed to all most of the allegations in the corner we've been hearing. The caucus is weak and they have some leadership conflicts. However, my question to you about legislating the national development plan. It's a cardinal issue because we have the issue in the country. When Peter wins, he feels that he got the best idea. He bring his own different development plan. And you see, so government is one of the projects. Before you can generate funding to reach your expectation or to your targeted plans, it takes time. But if we had a plan legislated, when Peter in power, when his time is over, and John comes in, it's bounded by law that you continue with the plan. You don't have your own settlement to say, I believe in agriculture, best agenda, a purple agenda, Montreal to Daisy 101. So these are fragmented plans that will take like decades because we don't have a set plan that is by law that the country will follow. If in the government, in the ministries, when minister comes in the ministry today, he or she feels that he get more knowledge because he's by president, so he's too powerful. But when these are planned, you manage it, you have to go by it. You have to work with the nations. And the horse become a checkpoint because they put into law. They have to enforce it. They can check on the executive to enforce it. All the time, do a checking balance, but people know that you are not deviated from the past plan by the country to do your own thing. So I think if they can look into that direction to put our national plan into law, we will move somewhere as a country. Then somebody come with their own vision all the time. The man is the best one, the woman is the best idea. We can graduate from that. This is what kept up being for a very long time. Thank you so much for today's show.
Thank you very much, Shadrach. You made a very, very salient point. That's very important. Before we go to Madam Lorena, I think there was something like that during the Manaseli regime. She even thought of changing the capital city. I don't know whether that was a political talk, but she thought of changing the capital city from Monrovia to Sikepa. If you ever listen to that recalling,
I know it was a real plan they want to do, but every government comes, they got a different
but
plan. They don't want to
the
put
next
money.
government came and they had different thing in mind. It was pro agenda, and people did their own thing. Imagine from that time up till now, if we had something in the budget for the building of a city from scratch, I think we've gone far because we've gone almost 8 years since then. We've gone almost 8 or 9 years. It probably 10 years since that time. But I mean, every government comes, government go. There is no plan. That's the issue we are facing. But I think that's really, really important, and our lawmakers or the executive need to look in that direction. Other African countries are improving faster than we think because they have a plan and they are working on that plan. An example is Rwanda, for example. Now, most of the events that happen globally, they take place in Rwanda now. You see that when the racing is about to start, they kick off in Rwanda because of there are good roads and all of those things, stable electricity, stable running water. But in Liberia, I don't know what is going on. But again, we hope and pray that we'll get there one of these days. Madam Lorena, let's hear you.
Uh, so as always, it was a great show, and I will start with the lawmaker, who know that he on he's serving as chair on foreign the House Foreign Committee. Is not strange because he's actually from the foreign service background, and so we know he will do a lot of travels. I am only hoping that he takes the recommendation seriously because you know the scorecard that is given every year to lawmaker. So the man in Campley is not going to be thinking to know, oh yeah, he was traveling, was doing national work. That's why he got two, because they're not going to read the report. They will just say, oh, nigga got 2 or nigga get 3. But if he sends him he like he make a report, I'm out 2 weeks, I'm out for 3 weeks, and then we come from that trip, he made a report. They consider all of those things and it will give you points that you were still, though you were not seated doing the sitting, but you were on national duty. And then that's it. Then and number 2, I'm surprised to hear from the honorable man that since 2023 that we elected, then they have not met. It's surprising. Um, because the Nima I know to have not met the lawmaker more than 1 year now, or going to almost 2 years, because October is way around the corner. So maybe the president in his mind is like, okay, they are not even serious. They only came to get a salary. So maybe those are some of the reasons why we, the citizens of Nima, have been feeling like the executive is leaving them out, like they were going to give up for that great program. And he just confirmed that they didn't send an invitation. So I hope they can meet as quickly as possible. They can make time and meet. Then my last thing I'd like to close with is the issue of the alleged rape involving former Deputy Minister Brian McGill. It's been more than 1 week, even more than 2 weeks since the police did that press conference and they brought in the issue of DNA to be done. And since then, we haven't heard anything from them. I'm hoping that Brian is still in Liberia, that he has not left, especially when the president came out and suspended him until the case is over and he's found not guilty. So I hope he's still here, because if he's not here, I'm going to join a protest. I will go to LNP and protest against how you call him, Gregory Cuomo, because the way they handle the case from the 28th of October, and it was just in September, more than 2 weeks before they could have that ever first press conference, and we know Gregor the businessman who like the camera. He really likes the camera. Everything that to join me from the air. Like you don't even have a communication person. But this one, the way they took it, if that man is not in this country, I will be among the number of people that will go to LMP with placards in black shirt that we are not protected in this country. Because you cannot say because the man is a deputy minister, you play with the kids and then he leaves the country and then a 14-year-old girl is sitting somewhere and being traumatized and all of those things that we do not even know the health status because in the first place they could not have done all of the tests they should have done because the first time she was the first time that he violated her, it was not the time her father got to know. It was the second time, which was the 28th, that he got to know, according to her. So there are tests you cannot do if there are tests you can do in 73 hours and a test you cannot do it after 73 hours, 72 hours, right? 3 days. So I'm afraid if that man leaves, we're going to be demanding President Bouaka to dismiss Gregory Coleman because it means he facilitated that rape. That's what I like to say. Because today I was somewhere and people were saying how he left this country. But I'm not going to keep it for the sake of keeping sake and then really find out whether he actually left the country and then Gregory Coleman will have us to continue as women of this country.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. See you. We're going to play the Follow the Road tonight. We'll keep you last.
Well, it's I want to say, not even much. So let's see how they go. So this is the finance man.
Yeah, thank you, Junior. I mean, it was a good show. I know Onoge, he's one of the young progressive from Nimba. And I mean, he did well in his deliberation. He was actually to the point. And, he actually admitted to, some of the lapses from the caucus, even the reminder that was raised also by Sis Lorena was very important because, when you are on the Committee of Foreign Affairs, you are the foreign minister. And obviously, once you are falling into that position, you travel almost every day. So I think he needs to take that point very serious. And the point I also asking regarding the formation of the MRU, for me, I see that it's a financial burden to our country because even ECOWAS as a regional body, we got a lot of obligations we have not settled for previous years for the record. So why are we even funding MRU? Most of these policies are made and the regional body are not even adhering to some of these things. For now, ECOWAS, even as a regional body, cannot even have single currency as we speak. We got in the entire region, we got in Africa, we got more than I think 4 or 5 regions, or if I'm not mistaken. So all of these regions, Africa alone got over 38 currency. What are we doing? You got America, got a currency. Europe, you enter Europe, they only got one currency, which is the European dollar. And all these organizations, we just phone them, and at the end of the day, you see lawmakers traveling, they go with pardon. All these things, we didn't have the time to actually go into it because forming these organizations, if you go into Cote d'Ivoire, they require, our law already. Once you are traveling as a senior government official, there are, ascribed or prescribed fees for your upkeep and all of that, and you will also be paying regional fees, as a due and all of that. So Labro will just entangle themselves with fees, paying fees. At the end of the day, we don't see the trickle down because even ECOWAS, that's why you saw the guys from Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, they left the ECOWAS because some of the position issue in a sub-region sometimes is partial. And for me, I don't really find interesting, formulating that MRU parliament. I think in my mind it's another burden for all as a country because DSA will also come again for lawmakers traveling and all of that. So it will create a serious burden. Liberia and Ivory Coast, we agree that we are all. So why are we funding organization? We already got a regional body as MRU. You form MRU part for 4 countries. So for me, I just see it as another, financial burden on the country. And the issue of the caucus, I think he admitted, in my mind, there are leadership deficits in the caucus because from what I see, the caucus is not robust. They are not actually robust because this is where now we miss the late Senator Johnson. If Senator Johnson was living at this point, he now fired more than 4-5 times. We cannot have a caucus chair who is not making position. Can you imagine if the lawmaker is telling you they are not having any major caucus meeting? They are not even met with the president. You have a major MDA coming out. Up to now, the caucus are not met. To even meet with the NEMA caucus, with the NEMA people to get their view, town hall conversation, nothing has been done. So I know politically, if they remove the caucus chair, they have to either they removing or you have a position, or maybe to remind him of what, some of those things that need to be done. Because politically, you just removing, oh, you're not doing this one, though. I don't think it'll be appropriate. But I think there need to be restructuring of the caucus leadership. In my mind, that's how I see it. But on the overall, Gate did well. And I think he really did well tonight on how he provided information. And for me, my suggestion to them is on a Koga or on a 2IM, one of these guys should be part of the leadership of the caucus. You cannot have a caucus and exclude the entire senator of the county. No, to me, it's not. Why the shoe is now a criteria of being a caucus chair, but for expediency, I think it needs to be done. Thank you so much, Gian, for the show, and thanks to Sis Lorena, the lone female. At least your appearance always give the show. Those people who, yeah.
Let me
so you take my point. Announce our guest tomorrow. I really don't have much to say, but I will allow you to take my time. Our guest for tomorrow.
Oh yes. Well, I think it will be announced on the platform
later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Thursday we we're working behind the scene, but I think I know about Thursday.
Okay.
But yeah, but
We'll
for tomorrow, yeah, we announced that on the platform. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
District 5 will be putting the District 1 on Thursday. We'll be defeating them. It'll be our second game, our second victory, and then after that we will be automatically qualified.
So you are playing District 1 and trust that game. Yeah. Because St. Brown is actually a District 5 citizen that game, and then you will do something and you will buy that game. And trust that game. That particular game, I trust it. Any result that come up, like District 5 doesn't win, I will be surprised.
So, but yeah, thanks very much for the show.
And thanks to Kagontu, he share our show. Yeah, he share the great Dubai King. He shared the show.
Which one? They want today or from yesterday?
Today, he shared the show today.
Yeah. So update from the entire district league. Tomorrow, District 2 will be playing district number 8. That will be game 8 at 4 p.m. And then on Thursday, which is the 25th, District 5 will be playing district number 1. That is game 9 at 4 p.m. too as well. And then on Friday, District 3 will be playing district number 9 in March Day 10. On Saturday, the 27th of September, District 5 will also be playing district number 6 in game 11. And then Sunday, the 28th, District 8 will be playing district number 1. And then Wednesday, October 1st, district number 6 will be playing district number 2. Thursday, October 2nd, District 9 will be playing district number 7. And then October 3rd, District 4 will also be playing District 3. October 4th, District 8 will be playing District number 5. And then October 5th, that will be the conclusion of the group stage, and we will go for quarter final. So that's the update from the district league. But again, we hope to be here tomorrow to discuss issues surrounding Liberia and NEMA too as well. Today, Jesse Buick.
You congratulate me now.
For what?
Congratulations to us.
We beat them for a while. We go for a while. You know what? You don't play our game. You don't play our game on.
Yeah, man. So,
You don't play our game on.
We need to talk about our game. We can't beat
Yeah.
today. I want to do that thing. We need to
Yeah,
talk about our
let go.
game.
And I just say, I hate to
Yeah.
say,
who
but
they put in there?
Today we beat Lincoln City, Champions League.
Can't know the name. Listen to the name of the team. Say you listen to the name of the team. Say you tired.
I said, Lincoln City.
Yeah, Lincoln City, but better than qualify Champions League. Better than qualify. That's zoning and playing Champions League.
Yeah, but
I'm
it was a good show though. So we look forward to tomorrow.
Great. So I think folks join us tomorrow here, same time.
So
Same
yeah,
by the
with
platform.
and Shadrach and CEO. I wrote in the chat. You please support my project. Junior is a student. I want to ask Junior. You are already showing. I already own